do this thing, man. So, it's that time. Well, my most anticipated game of the year,
Yes,
Spider-Man
sir.
2. Yeah, let's just hear. Let's just do this in order. What's your thoughts on Spider-Man PS4? Now that I finally made you play it after years of waiting.
So I'm actually thankful that I played this game, Spider-Man games late, because waiting for that 2 would have been a lot more painful.
Yeah, now you know how
But
it feels. 2018, man. Day one, I was playing it. Day one till now. Yeah.
that that this whole Spider-Man series, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think it's one of the best games that I've ever played, bro. Like, I think it's is the best game I've played. Like, I think it's better. I like playing this more than God of War, to be honest. But I haven't played Ragnarok, so I can't really say that. But I'm pretty sure Ragnarok's gonna be the same feeling as the previous one we
Just
recently just
I,
played.
I get what you mean. Like just playing the game is just so fun. Like you could play the game for hours. Like
Facts.
when it comes to God of War, it's like more focused on like the story and the combat and shit. You know what I mean? Like just walking
Yeah.
around and swinging in the game is just fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you literally feel like you're Spider-Man, bro. Like and like the cutscenes are perfect. I feel like I feel like I'm watching a movie. I'm playing a game at the same time, like, and I'm in the movie, bro. That's how I feel like when I'm playing this game. And the first one that I've played, Spider-Man One, which is Spider-Man, that shit was just like
It was a movie. It was the
I was
best,
like,
in my
eh,
opinion. It was like the best Spider-Man movie. Fair to say,
that's what I'm saying. I'm
like
like,
it
yo,
was
this is
so
actually
good.
fire.
Yeah.
It was just so good, and then to see that they can make even a better one. It's
What
like,
did you? All right,
damn,
let's jump to Miles. What was you thinking about Miles?
Miles, bro.
Fire.
That is, I just never knew like I never thought I would see a black Spider-Man, and like him having his own unique abilities with like
His own game, nigga. Like what?
his
And
own
then his
game,
own
yeah.
movies and shit. Like yo, he's up, bro. Shout out to Miles, bro. That game
And
was
it's
fun as fuck.
crazy, like that game was, and the way how he was web slinging is all different, and the way how he moves, it just feels like a different Spider-Man when you're playing it, bro. Like
It's
it
like similar, but it's different at the same time, which is
same
fucking
time,
fire.
yeah, it's its own thing, own style, own swag.
For real, he had
It's
his own
crazy.
swag. Uh, sorry. So secondly, I want to know what in your opinion makes a great sequel
What, in my opinion, makes a great sequel?
to a
I
video
feel like
to
what
a
makes
to a game, obviously. Like I'm not talking about like
for
a
a
movie.
game, I feel like a great sequel has to have the same effect as the previous game, but have a little bit of a more interesting like story. And I feel like
So,
Miles like, and I feel like Miles Morales, like, do you consider Miles Morales as a sequel
yeah.
or Spider-Man 2? Yeah. So yeah, I feel like Miles Morales, like it had everything that Spider-Man 1 had, and added to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It added to it. Like the story was really really good. I was like, damn, this dude's getting into like a serious brawl by himself. Like, and he's new to this shit.
Yeah.
And although I do think Peter was fighting more serious villains. Let's not take that away from him. But I feel like this just seeing Miles, a newbie, fight the people that he fought and survive, and the way how the storyline was like playing out, bro, it just seemed like it was all too much for this young 15-year-old kid to do. You know what I mean, by
Yeah, it was like
himself.
his first big thing, like you know what I mean. And it's just so dope to see where he came from versus in the original Spider-Man to now his own game and shit. And like, of course he tried to copy Peter, but the whole time Peter's just like, yo, just do you, like don't try to copy me. Like you're smart on your own. Like you know what I mean. You have your own
Yeah.
powers and shit. So, but yeah. So all right. So what makes a great sequel is the better story.
Yeah, I would say the better story. Yeah, I mean, it has to have, it has to have the a little bit more of a difference in gameplay, but the story has to be a little bit more better.
Okay. So just minor changes, you would say.
Yeah,
Uh,
minor changes. Yeah.
I would say okay. So to jump into Spider-Man 2, um, I feel like they made a lot of major changes in this game. You know what I mean? The fact that one, they're able to have two different Spider-Mans. It's such a unique and cool concept that I feel like more games can pick up because usually when it's like a game that you can play with multiple people, it's not open world. You know what I mean? It's usually like
Mhm.
something smaller, but I feel like they really figured something out. It was obviously the first thing that comes to mind. You think of GTA, but for a game like this, it's really unique. I do think it would have been cool to have co-op, but I understand why we need to see both of these characters in each of their perspectives, and we have to see how they react to each other. And it wouldn't be the same if somebody else was playing as that character. You know what I mean? Especially during the story moments. Yes, they could have done like a like a like a zombies mode where you just fighting mad people. You know what I mean? Two players, but I feel like I was pretty satisfied with
Yeah.
also,
And
yeah.
I don't think they need to rush it. I don't think they need to rush it. I feel like they could still do that. But what they're doing right now is just like they're building like the world up kind of, and then they're making a good story. So I don't feel like they need to rush the co-op because I think co-op would be hard to incorporate into the game.
Yeah, you think it'd be simple, but it's like, especially with how good this game looks and graphically, and like how fast this game is. Can you imagine two different Spider-Man zipping around the city? Like, it would probably break the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like especially now, like you're playing Gotham Knights. You see how slow it is compared to Spider-Man. Spider-Man is really really fast. Like, but I do think I would have really liked it, obviously.
Hmm.
But yeah, I guess let's just jump into the story. What do you think about the story? We have. I'm gonna go over some of the key points. We have, two Spider-Mans. We also have Peter. He's out of college, looking for work. Getting fired left and right. Obviously, we have Harry Osborn. We have the Black Suit Spider-Man. We have Craven being the main villain. We have a little dash of Venom. You know what I mean? We also have Miles graduating high school. Uh, Mr. Negative is back. A lot of the Sinister Six is back. We get to see Miles become his own hero. You know what I mean? His journey. What was the things that really stood out to you when it comes to story especially versus like the last two?
What really stood out to me, I would say, I would say, Harry Osborn's character. Um, that's the character that stood out most to me because I never knew that Harry was Venom. Like there was a Venom version of Harry. I thought Venom was always what's his name? Eddie, yeah, yeah. I thought he was always Venom. I didn't know there was multiple different versions of Venom. So that interested me, and I felt like it was a cool idea to make Harry Venom because I was like, damn, that makes more sense. Like to see
They're more connected.
like
It's
they're more con.
yes, more connection like that than like a random nigga like that.
Yeah, it's more personal.
Yeah.
So that's what really hooked me into this game. Even though what's his name? Is it Caven?
Craven.
Am I saying his name right? Craven, yeah. Craven was like kind of like the first big serious villain in the game. he didn't really interest me that much. I kind of felt like he was kind of weird. He was like, all right, I just want to be on my last hunt because I'm dying. But I feel like the with
Which you can obviously it doesn't make sense, but you can see why somebody like
yeah,
that
that's what
would do that. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah. I could see why he would do that, but it was just wasn't as interesting as seeing Harry. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that was a more interesting reason for him to be fighting Harry because the symbiote and
You gotta think
it's
about it. Him
affecting
and
his
Harry
mind.
are pretty similar. Like, you know, what I mean, they're both dying and they're both trying to find a
Yeah,
way to save themselves to a degree, which is like it's really poetic. I think the fact that Harry kills him.
yeah, that is true. Harry was fucking him up,
Yeah.
bro.
Um, yeah. My favorite part, I would say, it definitely was the black suit. It's always cool to see a hero take a dark turn, even though I do feel like he didn't take that much of a dark turn. It was just enough for us to see that he isn't the same anymore. Like he doesn't have to like start beating MJ for us to be like, yo, this thing is taking it too far. Like you know what I mean? Like I've heard a lot of criticism like, oh, he didn't really like get dark enough. But it's like for them that was dark. Like him saying like what he was saying to MJ and like what he was saying to Harry, like, yo, why don't you go pop some pills? Like that's just shit, like I'm the real hero. Like shit like that is just more like that's some Homelander shit. Like you know what I mean?
I,
Like
you know what's crazy though? I think he's just such a good person that the suit. It's kind of hard for him for the suit to make him do bad things because he's inherently so good. I feel like.
exactly.
I think that's why. I think that's why he didn't do as much bad shit as like Harry did because Peter's like so prone to being polite to the point where like when he's being mean, it's not that mean.
Also, one, he didn't have it for that long. He had it for a couple days. In like
Mm-hmm.
the storyline. And two, Peter. The thing about Peter is that's why when that scene when you're playing as Mary Jane where Peter's sleeping and the suit is just fighting, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's why he was eating niggas. Like he was destroying niggas. Like and Peter was just sleeping. Like that's why the suit can do whatever it wants, but it can't make Peter do whatever it wants. You know what I mean? So except for towards the end where yo, so fucking fire when you're going to save Miles and you're like,
Yeah.
you're like I gotta go save him and swinging and shit, and then all you hear is kill Craven. You're just like yo, what the fuck? Like you're like you just hear it like, and then the second you land, you get like your rage mode, and you're just destroying everybody, bro. Like you're just like yo,
Facts.
you can just see it like. What I love about the game too is that the suit starts to change. It starts getting crazier like throughout the game. Like, bro, they just put so much attention to detail. You can just tell like this is made with love. Like you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of love and care into this shit. Like so fucking so fucking good.
And like. I would like when you would be like web swinging and then you'll see a crime and you'll fight, and then they're like they deserved it. I was like, yo, why is he talking like that, bro? I was like, yo, like he's really trying to hurt them, bro.
And then when he was fighting the lizard, he was like, "That's why your family left you." I was like, "Yo, this nigga is a demon. Like he is on demon time, bro. I loved it. I loved it all. Like it was just so good. Yeah. And then, like I was speaking on before, the reason why it couldn't be two players is because we had to play as Miles, so we could see how it was affecting Peter. Like you know what I mean? Like when you're playing as Miles, you could see like, yo, this nigga Pete's not answering any of my phone calls. Like what's going on with him? Like you feel me? Like every time you call him, he's just like, yeah, I'll call you back. Or he's with Harry. And which, on side note, Harry being like using his powers and shit, and like there's in the comics, in the comics, in the future, like Eddie Brock and the Venom, like they split up and then they come back together or something like that. No. In the comics, Flash Thompson gets the symbiote after he goes to war and he loses his leg or something, and he goes to war and he gets the symbiote and he becomes like what they call Agent Venom, and he's like a superhero, like he's like a military superhero, like you know what I mean, and he has that same suit on that Harry had. So it was supposed to be like a reference to Agent Venom, like you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is really fire. Seeing Agent Venom in this, like, just seeing Harry wanting to help. It's like, of course, you and your best friend get superpowers. Of course, y'all are gonna go just like fight crime together. Like, why wouldn't y'all? And then I loved during that part of the story, you start doing random crimes and he starts popping up like, yo, what up? he's just helping you and shit. Like, it was just so fucking good. So fucking good. Bro. This game is crazy. But yeah, what did you think about Miles' side of the story? Like, we get to see like Miles' point of view of how like the black suit affects him, and then also the whole Mr. Negative, the fact that Mr. Negative killed his dad. Which is so fire that like I got to play through that in the first game. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I got to play through that, and it's just and then Miles becoming his own hero and taking the lead and shit, which is not about Miles. Do you feel like he took a backseat?
I definitely felt like Miles did take a back seat in this one, but I felt like this was supposed to be Peter's game, so I understand why. But he still had a big role. I mean, he was still doing a lot for the city. I definitely think without Miles, Peter would have been dead by now, or been taken up. Yeah, would have been dead, and he would have been taken by the symbiote. So Miles had a. So Miles had a big role to play, and plus, what I find interesting about Miles is that he still like, even though Peter got that suit, he still managed to like keep me engaged when you were playing with him because he got his own new powers, like the Venom powers.
Bro,
like it was like blue.
Miles versus Peter fight. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that shit was. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
I knew it was coming. I just didn't know what it was going. I was like, oh shit, right now. Like, it was crazy. I knew it was coming, bro. Come on. They let you play as two heroes. Of course y'all niggas gonna fight. Of course. Like, of course.
I wasn't expecting that, bro. I didn't think they were gonna bang on each other.
And then,
but that, what I want to know about Miles' powers is like, yo, it's like, did he always have that shit, or does he have like the ability to adapt a little bit? Like, I feel like he has the ability.
Because he originally had the yellow Venom, and then at the end of his game, he took the energy of the blue shit, and now he had the blue strike Venom. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Negative gave him some negative shit. He had some negative shit. So I don't know. He's probably on some infamous type shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he's able to get new powers. Where Peter had to get that power source from the actual alien, he didn't have to do any of that shit.
Yeah, but I want to combat you on him taking the back seat. It's just because I think, like you said, it's not his story. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
What we were focusing on with Miles was Miles becoming like a full-on Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, that was his journey. Like, him saving Peter is like, it's like that final thing that you have to do on your bucket list, like saving the person who saved you, like saving your master, like, you know what I mean, or saving that person and finally taking charge and shit. Which was a good Easter egg was in the first game. What Peter said, what Miles says to Peter is like, all right, like he said something like, all right, take the lead, Captain, or something like that. And then in this game, Peter says it to him, like, all right, go take the lead, Captain. And it's kind of like him literally passing the torch, which is why I understand, like, it all made sense for Peter to retire. Like, he was like, bro, like, you're him now. Like, you feel me? Like, you,
Mhm.
like, especially from where you began, like where you are now, like you are officially like a capable person. Like, you don't really need to ask me any questions or call for help or like, what I mean, seeing it in this game, we saw him he was able to do it on his own, like a lot of it. So I think I just seen it's been going viral because they announced that Miles is now their new Spider-Man. It's like, duh, like why would they bring Peter back out of retirement? The next game isn't gonna be Spider-Man 3. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be some I think it's gonna be Spider-Man Miles 2. That's what I think. And then you know what I mean? And then towards after we get Wolverine, after we get Spider-Man Miles Morales 2, then we're gonna get Peter out of retirement. You feel me? For the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Green Goblin easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we could talk about the gameplay. What would you love about the gameplay, the traversal, the combat? What was your favorite parts?
My favorite part of the gameplay was definitely the movement. The movement was fluid. You can really, really I feel like when I was web slinging, I could literally do anything I wanted. Like, I could turn fast. Like, I don't got to worry about like crashing into skyscrapers because I was able to maneuver that when you get that perk.
Yeah.
You can do a quick turn, and it was just so fluid. And then you can use the wind tunnels to use the web wings.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like you never wanted to stand still when you were playing the game, bro. You always wanted to be moving. You never wanted to use like a fast travel. Was there even fast travel? I didn't even bother to look when I was playing that. Well,
it's instant fast travel too. So wherever you put the cursor on the map, you'll instantly fast travel there.
that's wild. And I never did it once. Not once. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't even care, bro.
I did it a couple times to find spider bots.
Yeah, I did all them shit web swinging, but that shit was just so fun. And then you'll occasionally see crime. I'm like, all right, let me just fuck these niggas up as I look for them.
Yeah, there's so much to the game, bro. Seeing all the villains come back. Since you didn't play the DLC, what did you think about the Yuri shit? Like, did that feel weird to you? Like,
I wasn't expecting that. So in Spider-Man, there was a DLC with Yuri.
Yeah, and it kind of so pretty much you find out she has a long history of like her family got like killed because of like a supervillain named like either Tombstone or Hammerhead, one of the two, and she kind of goes crazy. Like in the final DLC, she starts going to therapy and like she just mentally breaks down. She's like, yo, I gotta, and then she gets fired, and then they're like, and also in one of the main mission, in one of the first DLCs, she has like a whole group of team of people, and they all get killed. Like that really fucks her up. And then so she was like, yo, I gotta fight crime my own way, and she like kills niggas now.
Damn, that's wild.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good. So it makes sense. I was wondering that when I was playing the game, I was like, these side missions are fresh, but why is she like suited up, ready to fuck niggas up? Like, what happened? Yeah. And I think I know what you're talking about because I've seen like TikToks. Like, didn't like one of the guys, one of the teammates got a watch from his kid?
Watch, yeah.
That was from the DLC.
That was the mission where they all died.
Yeah, so I did see that. I seen that on TikTok. I was like, what the hell is this? I never seen this in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those missions were cool. Like I like that Yuri's kind of evolved into like this vigilante type character, and he'll do missions with her and then the fight was kind of, I actually got fucked up the first couple of times.
She folded me once. I was like, yeah, I wasn't expecting her to fold me like that. It doesn't make sense because she's still a regular nigga. Like, there's no way like if she just folded Spider-Man. I'm sorry. I was just like, no.
It just was dope. It was just dope because it was like little like missions like that. Like you wouldn't expect it to be like a boss fight. Like a lot of the side missions, you didn't know it was gonna turn into a boss fight. I was like, what the fuck?
I love how pretty much every side collectible led to something. Like all the Mysteriums led to a boss fight with Mysterio and that fire ass suit that you got at the end. All the and then same with the the blazes like Yuri shit, which leads to fucking that nigga being Carnage.
Carnage, yeah, that was crazy. So you mean to tell me if I fucking beat the game, bro, and didn't play that side mission, I wouldn't have known that? That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
This is so good. That like they're like, cause this is redheaded nigga, and I'm just like, they never said his name. I wonder who he is. Like, you know what I mean? And then the second, like, he grabs the symbiote and it turns red, and he's like, "They'll be Carnage." I was like, "That's Cletus Cassidy. That's crazy." Of course, because he's a serial killer. It's just Insomniac taking the things that you know and switching them up. Like just like you said, how you didn't know Harry in one of the universes is Venom. You feel me? That's just a lot of people were actually hyped. Like, yo, who's Venom? A lot of people were saying the Venom symbiote goes on Kraven and he's Venom. You feel me? A lot of people were saying that, but it's like, if you knew comics, there is I think it's the Ultimate Universe. That's the one where it's not an alien. They created it in a lab, and it was because Harry was sick, and they give it to Harry, and Harry is the first Venom. And then I think after that, then it goes to Eddie Brock after. But I knew off rip it was Harry. Like, I knew off rip it was Harry, obviously. But one thing I didn't know, it was gonna let you play as fucking Venom.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was crazy.
I was so right.
I heard it.
What?
I heard they're thinking about giving the fans what they want, bro, like a Venom game.
I could see it. You could tell they put a lot of effort into just that little mission, and then it leads to the boss fight. So it's like, I don't know, maybe, hopefully. I was watching a lot of interviews from the creative director, and he was like, one thing I knew from the beginning was we had to let players play as Venom. Like, he knew that from the beginning of making this game. He's like, that's something he wanted people, because he knew it's one of those things that you would hope, but you wouldn't think they would go the extra mile. Like, you would hope you get to play as Venom, but you wouldn't think they would go that extra mile to let you play as him. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what made it feel like more of a movie.
Yeah, the fact that they did it was just fire, bro. Fire.
I just wasn't expecting that at all. I was like, because when the way how the cutscene ended, I was like, they about to make me play as them? Nah, they ain't gonna do that. And then when I was like, oh shit, I'm playing. I was like, oh, they really make me play as them, bro.
And he was eating niggas, like, and then you get to fight Kraven. Fire, bro.
Yeah.
Fire.
That was dope.
I was hoping, that we could like free roam with him, but
you know what's crazy too? Like, even like the Mary Jane missions were kind of fun, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Side mission was fun, bro. Every side mission was fun. Yo, and it's crazy because like the second they gave Mary Jane a blink, bro, that final mission was really on some zombie shit. Like, yo, you're just running around shooting them, and it was just like the gameplay was still super fun. Like, one of my favorite missions is when you're running from Peter while he's sleeping. That was on that was on some Resident Evil shit. Like, yo, he was like, they used that to show like, yo, this nigga's on some demon time, bro. You gotta take that shit off, bro. Yeah.
That shit was fire. And then I wasn't expecting Scream to be in the game too.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Scream to be in the game.
But I was like, what the hell? And I didn't know Mary Jane was. Who was Scream? Scream was just like nobody, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Nobody.
it's just nobody. They just do it in the game for the fun, just the fact, a fun Easter egg. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
that shit. That shit was
yeah,
fun too. That was cool.
fighting Mary Jane, yeah, it was crazy. Like, yeah, the boss, yo, the end, like the third half, like the last third half, like half of the game was fucking crazy. Like you're just banging, like going straight to boss fights, like, bro, Venom. Yeah, that was a 10 out of 10 character. Like everything they did, every boss fight with Venom, anything with Venom was 10 out of 10. Fire, loved it. Um,
Skills.
yeah. So Peter retired, like I was saying. Like, what's your thoughts on just like the future of like Spider-Man games now that they said Miles is new Spider-Man and shit, you know?
I did have some things that like I did have some issues in the game though.
Oh yeah.
That
Let's definitely
no,
talk about
well,
issues.
um, in the game, right? I feel like it was short, but I think it's because I enjoyed the game too much, and I got so I feel like if you're so good at traveling around and playing the game, like you can finish the game, like you can literally finish this game in 2 days if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah. I was on the same tip as you where it was like, damn, this game is too short. But then I realized, yeah, you have to realize like how fast you're swinging. Yeah, the game is literally 3 times faster than the first game. So the way you're moving and zipping, like, bro, the way I was playing the game, bro, like, I was out. Like, I was straight to where I wanted to be. I'll be there in 2 seconds. Like, and then I'm starting the mission. Like, you feel me? Like, there was no chill. Like, so I don't know. I can't say the game is short because most people will probably play the game in like little pieces. The fact that I OD'd it, like, and that's why it felt really short. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's probably the same length as the first game. It's just this game is way faster. Like, you're just gone. So I don't know. I can't put that as a negative because it's because of how good the traversal is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
and
you know, I was thinking
another thing that
I was thinking like this is kind of how it would be with like a Flash game, bro. Like how fast that would be from going to mission, like it would be instant. Yeah.
Were you having any glitch issues when you were playing the game?
Yes, I was. There was a couple of glitches, but nothing that like broke the game. There was a couple times where I had to like restart from checkpoint.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was gonna say. I had to restart from a checkpoint at least like 6 times when I was playing.
Yeah,
and then there was one time I was like swinging towards the end of the game, and I got stuck in a symbiotic thread. Just stuck in it. I couldn't get out. I was like, yo, what the hell? I was just stuck in the thread. Yeah. But it's not bad. It's not like these are small problems because like you can just restart it and then it wouldn't really change much.
And I'm not giving like of course you should make sure everything's good in your game, but it's also like the first 2 weeks of the game coming out. It's not like I'm expecting it to be bad, but I'm surprised everything works so well. Like this could have been really fucked up with how fast you're going and shit. Like so, I'm surprised it went that well. Like you know what I mean.
And then I wish it was kind of like with the minions. I wish they were kind of like more different from each other, like more the combat. Yeah, more variation. Yeah, that's the only thing I wanted. But I felt like you were like a god in that game, so it was too easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like with them.
Yeah.
And I wanted more boss fights. And I wanted more boss fights. Even though I think we got a decent amount, I feel like I just wanted more.
Yeah, I wanted more too. I wanted more to do after I beat the game. I mean, I feel like a lot of games don't think about that, but I understand. Like, you know, maybe why can't we have a end like 2 missions? Like, you feel me? Like a secret boss fight that you have to go looking for or some shit. Like, on some Elden Ring shit. But I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But overall, man, what would you rate Spider-Man 2, man? Spider-Man Ghost.
Bro, I have to give that shit like a. I have to give that shit a 10, bro. Even though I said all those complaints, bro, that shit was fun as fuck, bro.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the funnest games I've played in a while.
I'm playing it again, to be honest. I'm already playing it again. I'm like 15% into the game.
Yeah,
but I'm playing through it a lot faster than the first time though, because I already know what to do.
Exactly. Yeah. I played it again as well. That's how good the game is. I have to give it a 9.5. The reason why is just because I just had a dream of like swinging with my niggas, bro. Like I really just had. I really just, like I just really feel like every issue I would have had with the game would have just been wiped away if I could have played with somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Like every single issue would have just swept away if I could have just played with somebody, like a co-op. Like, you know what I mean? I know that's not fair. They never said it was gonna be co-op, but I just, from the way it was leading up, I just felt like it was giving co-op and it wasn't giving that. But it's still 9.5. When the DLC come out, hopefully when they come out, it'll probably be 10.
You think the reason why they didn't do co-op too, because that means like it would have to change the whole story, right? I feel like Miles would have to be more involved. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll definitely change the story. But
yeah,
it is what it is, man. Maybe that's what 10 out of 10 is perfect for me. You know what I mean? That's what made it perfect.
The only, to be honest, what really made me give it a 10 is like, I think it really let me play it as the villain, bro. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
That's different. I've never seen a game do some shit like that.
That's what I think about. But, yeah, any final thoughts?
I think it was kind of cool how I had a little Easter egg about
Spider-Verse.
Miguel. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, yo, what is it? Why am I collecting all these things? I just wanted to collect them. And then when I seen that, I was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool.
Of course, bro. Of course. He was in the movie. He was in both of them.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course, they're gonna. I think what they said was because that character from the bar, she was supposed to be in Across the Spider-Verse, but they cut her out last minute. So like they just had her in the game. Like they were just like, oh, okay. They'll just keep her in the game. So you know, because of how big the Across the Spider-Verse is, you know, eventually we're gonna get something, bro. We're gonna get something. This Easter egg is leading to something, bro. I promise you.
Yeah.
But
that's
also the end with Silk. I know you don't know a lot about Silk, but that Asian girl, she also becomes the girl that popped up at the end with Miles' mom's boyfriend. When he was like, "Oh, this is my daughter," she becomes a Spider Woman too, like a Spider Girl called Silk.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I recommend looking her up. She's pretty cool. But yeah, I guess that's what they're. So maybe in Spider-Man 3, there might be 3 Spider-Mans. You know.
That's wild.
But yeah. Also, I'm excited to see Green Goblin. I want to see what they can do with that. For real.
They may make that nigga fresh.
And I want to play as him. I want to.
It's kind of funny because the way how Norman looks, he doesn't look like he'll be like a Green Goblin, but
nigga,
I seen
you put that juice in him.
You know? I seen a photo though of like ideas and like, damn, nah, they actually could do it, like the way how they make them.
Of course. Yeah, man.
Glamour of wearing diamonds. Diamonds bring status, elegance, and prestige. Their brilliance makes